Okay, welcome everyone to our daily Forex market analysis calls. Call for, what is it, in preparation for July 19th, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for education purposes only. If you have questions about your individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. All right, as usual, we will start off by taking a look at our Forex Factory calendar here. In terms of our data, we had negative CPI numbers out of the British pound out of UK. So we saw a drop in British pound there as a result. And then we have Bank of England, Governor Carney. There wasn't a whole lot of bullishness there either. Let me have a quick look at Bloomberg since I haven't looked at it this morning. Since this morning. So what do we have here? One of the current themes in the market, actually, I meant to mention this, is the Obamacare repeal. So because of what's going on with that, so basically there aren't enough votes, and so market is kind of losing confidence as a result. And the rest of the stuff, the package that we were supposed to see in terms of tax cuts, that hasn't materialized. As a result of that, and plus we have seen other Russia scandal and everything else. So as a result of all of that, US dollar is taking a hit right now. And we are seeing that across the board. So we did expect everything to kind of go up against the US dollar, or most things to go up against the US dollar, with the central banks changing their stance. But some of the other stuff that's going on is not helping the US dollar either. So we do have a lot of that sort of coming into play here. So US dollar is seriously getting crushed at the moment. Okay, and of course, Ethereum and Bitcoin, Ethereum has dropped a lot from $400 to $150 a coin, and Bitcoin was dropping. That's another thing that's going on. So, but overall, okay, so let's take a look. So central bank theme, of course, is the main one. So I don't see a lot about, I don't think Bank of England, Governor Carney said a whole lot today. Didn't see it on the news wires. Okay, so let's see what's going on for tomorrow in our calendar here. Let's take a look. Tomorrow we have building permits, crude oil inventories, and employment numbers for Australia, as well as monetary policy statement for Japan. Okay, so another central bank theme here. Australian dollar, right now it is super crazy. Australian dollar is very, very bullish. And if the employment numbers, so the central bank was hawkish as well yesterday with the monetary policy meeting minutes. And now if the employment data comes in positive, that will actually be positive for the Australian dollar. So this is something we need to watch for sure. And if the building permit and housing start number comes in negative, this will be negative for the US dollar. So it will kind of push it down lower. And with the monetary policy here, Japan is not really expected to change their stance. They are still for loose monetary policy. And if the theme kind of continues, Japanese yen will take a hit. So right now we are seeing a pullback in Japanese yen, but going into this tomorrow night, it could be a whole different story. So just keep that in mind. So let's go on to our charts here. We'll start with the Euro US dollar. We saw that break that we had talked about in Euro dollar. So yesterday we were bullish. We talked about this bullish pin bar here, and this was definitely, so nice break here. And now it's into our first target here. The second target is 116.20. So we'll keep that as our second target. So we're looking for basically more bullishness here. This is where the second target is. And now I'm looking for a pullback into about this 1530-ish or even 1550-ish level. So I like this level here, 1530 level. So let's go into a lower time frame. So here we are. So this is where I'm looking for a pullback or even in slightly lower. So are you guys able to hear me okay still? Okay, perfect. Oh, you're seeing Bloomberg. So are you guys seeing Bloomberg? Because I've switched on to charts again. So what screen do you see? You see, Martin, you're seeing Euro US dollar? Because you should see Euro US dollar not right now. Okay. All right, so euro dollar, we're looking for a pullback. So the pullback could be into a 1.1520 level or into 1.1530 level. So a bit of a room zone there. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a pullback and then a further move to the upside. So just looking at the 1 hour chart, see this nice support area here. So it pushed up, pull back, and another push up. So now I'm looking for this 15 area, or second area is this 1530, which lines up with our pivot point. So those are the two places I'd be looking for price to pull back. If it does a deeper pullback, then we are back into this 114.80 area. And right now, with the way things are going, I think the shallower pullback into 115.20 is probably the better option. So overall, though, bullish on Euro US dollar. Pound dollar here, we have had interesting stuff. So we had price moved lower, and then it has pushed up higher. So we had this drop, then it pushed up higher, and now it's dropping again. So looking at the daily close here, this is our daily bar. It is based on the CPI number. It did drop as a result, and now we're back into this range again. At this point, this looks bearish to neutral. So we may see price pull back, and in this case, we're looking for, we could see price come back into 129.80 area. So this is the first target. And if it stays above this, it may just go up higher. So we'll have to kind of gauge it again into this level. So 129.80, we're looking for this type of a move. And if it drops deeper, we may come back into the bottom of this candle. So this inefficient move may get filled. So we just need to wait and see as to what happens. So right now, the bias would be based on the daily close, bearish to neutral. So looking at our 4 hour, this is the level we're watching, 129.80, and bounce off of that. So actually, let me mark the second level here as well. So this will be the second one. So 129.30-ish level will be the second pullback level. So this is where we are. We have a double top, price dropped, pushed back up, and now looks like it wants to move lower. So our 129.80 target lines up with our S1, and then our second target, 129.35, lines up with S2. So looking for first one, at least, for pound dollar. Aussie has been crazy bullish, and the main reason here was the monetary policy meeting minutes that came out yesterday. So again, very much a central bank theme right now. RBA was bullish on this. So we saw a break of this level and price pushed up very, very, quite substantially. It's a long, big, huge candle. So now, because of the central banks, we are looking for a further move to the upside here. So in this case, so this is the level we had talked about yesterday, and it's already there. Now we are looking at the next level, which is 80.20, so 0.8020. So that's our target to the upside. So here we are. And before that, we would be looking for a pullback. So let's mark our pullback level here as well. based on support and resistance, that level looks good. Or actually, let's start off with this one here. So that's 78.80 level. Okay, so 78.80 level is the level we are watching for our pullback, and it's still high up here. It hasn't really done much. We could see it pull back into the 78.80 level. Here we are. So that kind of lines up with our pivot point, which makes sense. So pull back and then another move to the upside. So we're definitely bullish on Aussie dollar. So those are the two levels I've marked, 78.80 and 78.30 level, which is this level here for a deeper pullback if we get that, but overall bullish. New Zealand dollar. New Zealand has not been as good because the numbers have not been coming out as well, but it did get pushed up with the Australian dollar. So Aussie New Zealand was actually a good trade. So it's not my favorite charts, but Aussie New Zealand should be bullish. I think we had talked about that on the weekend in our weekly review, but Aussie New Zealand would be a pair to watch as well. I need to pull up my charts on that, better charts. Okay, so this one here, we are still into resistance. So this is kind of going sideways, hasn't really gone anywhere. So in this one, we will trade that as a range bound trade at the moment. So we are looking for price to basically move back lower now. So if it goes into 73.70 level, my first look would be towards a short because we're looking for a range bound. And then if it breaks above that, so we need to see a clear break like we saw in the euro and Australian dollar to the upside, and then a pullback and a follow through move to the upside. So this one, not quite bearish, but it is not heavily bullish as well. So we're looking for this and a pullback and then another move to the upside. So this one, I would say bullish to neutral, but it could come back into 7,300 level here. And that will be a good trade. So that's where I would prefer to take a long on that. If we could get a pullback into that level, into the bottom here, and then go for a long, that would be a better entry than the one at where it is right now. Or if it breaks to the upside, then we have to wait for the break and then following that. So this is what it looks like right now. We do have a 4-hour pin bar here, so I am looking for it to come back lower. So this is based on New Zealand data, and then with the Aussie, it kind of got pushed back up. So here it is, top of the range, looking for a move back into the bottom 7,300. The deeper pullback will be all the way into the bottom, but with the way things are going, we may just see a pullback into somewhere. So 7,300 is about here. So here or even here. So those are couple of the levels that I would be watching on this. So just looking for price to come down lower and then go up from there. Dollar CAD here. We did see a move to the downside. So the close is bearish still. So see how we had marked this level because price was kind of holding below this level, and it kind of keeps holding. So it breaks each level, holds, and then takes off, breaks level, holds, and then takes off. So now we have gone into this previous, we have gone into the next one here. So we are bearish on this one. So we'll continue with the bearish theme and looking for move lower. In this case, our pullback level will be that right there. So I'm just going to mark that as a white level. So 126.50 level is the potential pullback level. So if we go, and the target, the first target would be 125.80, and second one we are looking at 125.20 will be the second target to the downside. Okay, so there, that's all done. Let's go into a lower time frame. As we can see, looking for 126.50 so price to push up and then drop. go a little bit closer here. So as we can see, price has held this previous level. It broke through, went to back test it and stayed below. So this it back tested the pivot point and dropped, and now it's right into the pivot point, but it could go up higher into this 126.50 level and then do another test and then drop. But definitely the bias is to the downside. First target 125.80 and second target is 125.20-ish level right there. Okay, what else? Let's take a look at Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc looks like a short. So we have seen the price go up, and now we're looking for it to, this is a bearish, so it has rejected here. So this looks bearish, looking for price to come down into 1.10 level here. So here's our 4 hours. So yeah, looking for it to come down lower here. If it breaks that level, then let me go back. Then we are into the next one here. So 109.80. So right now it does look like it wants to come down. Euro Swiss, Euro Yen. Euro Yen, I had to re-enter my trade. It nicked me out here. I was short over here. Oh, good. Yes. So yeah. So for the trade room trade, I moved my stop loss, and very good. Yeah. So I'm still bearish on this. So I had to go back into it. So we're still short, and so this is where I took the trade, and then it dropped, had a nice drop, and then so it just kind of went sideways, didn't go all the way down. So now we are into the bottom there. So let's have a quick peek. This is where I am looking for. So 129, I believe, was the first target, if I'm not wrong, and then I need to check. But so we're looking for price to basically come down into the bottom here, towards the bottom of this level. So still looking for price to move lower. So we have dropped, pulled back, and looking for another drop here. So, okay, so that's Euro Yen. Pound Swiss has gone back up again. Actually, no, it's just pulled back a little bit. So huge drop in Pound Swiss franc. And a lot of it was driven because by the pound drop, pound dollar drop. So CPI numbers that came out negative. In this case, this is still bearish and looking for price to come down into this 123.80 level. So it does have bearishness left in it, but it could push up higher. But as long as if it stays below this, then we could see a price move lower. But if it goes back, it could go back up into here as well. So 125.00. So that's something we need to watch out for. So the two pullback levels in here would be, that's the first one. So I'm going to keep that. And then let me do another one, will be right here. So those will be the two pullback levels, but looking for further move down into the bottom there. Pound yen, let's take a look. Daily candle is bearish, looking for further move lower here. But I would be careful with yen trades into tomorrow. So we'll just have to, especially tomorrow evening, tomorrow during the day will be okay. But as we get closer to that central bank, we have to be careful. So this one, yeah, looking for price to come back into 145.20 level. So this is certainly looking bearish here as well. Dollar Swiss franc, big drop, huge move down. So this is bearish as well. We could see a pullback into that level, or we're kind of there already. So here, 70, 95, 70 level, and then another drop to the downside. So here we are, look where it is currently, right? That's quite bearish. So dollar Swiss franc is bearish, dollar yen, big drop. Oops. So here we are, big drop, looking for a continued move to the downside here. And looks like it's already moving. Yeah, so we're looking for 111.70-ish area as the first level. And once that breaks, 111.40 and potentially even into 111.20 area. So definitely does look bearish here. Yeah, it's too bad it has started moving already because it does look nice. Here we are. Yeah, not too far. Okay, so 111.70 as the first target, and then below that we're looking for 111.20. Euro pound here, huge move to the upside. A lot of it had to do with British pound bearishness. So this still looks bullish right now. So with this one, we could get a pullback into 88.40-ish level, or even deeper into this one, 88.20 level, but looking for a further move to the upside. So the target, first target here is 8,900, and then we could go all the way into 89.50. So I'll keep that 88.20 as a pullback level. Euro Aussie, this is the last one. Euro Aussie bearish, just like Canadian dollar. It broke through here. Now it's not, it doesn't look like we are getting a pullback here. So we'll continue on with our bearish theme here. And the next target in this one will be 145.20 and then 144.50 here. So that will be the next target to the downside. Yeah, that's holding below the previous level. And when do we have the news for Australian dollar here? Oh, right now. Let's see if this will refresh. Negative. MI leading index came in slightly negative, but yeah, so that's why we're seeing a little bit of volatility. So if this pulls back into potentially even this level, we could look at this trade or even into this level. We'll take a look, but it looks bearish right now. So 45.20 first target and 144.50 will be the second target to the downside. All right, any questions or any other pair we want to look at? All right, if not, we will call it a wrap. And I will see if there is another trade we can get into here. So I am already in Euro Yen bearish. So that's why it's kind of reluctant. I like the Euro dollar, but I'm reluctant to call two trades and because our risk becomes too much in the same currency. Oh, this is moving faster. Okay, I'm going to see if it pulls back into this level, and this will be on my radar and see. We just need to let the volatility kind of pass this volatility because of the news that just came out. So let's take a look. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's it for today, and we will call it a wrap.